Thank you for investing in your new Murphy Bed Do-It-Yourself Wallbed Kit. This video manual will give step-by-step instructions in the assembly of your new bed and is designed to supplement the enclosed instruction manual. Be sure to pause the video as needed to give yourself time to complete each step. When properly assembled, your Murphy Bed will provide you with years of comfort and convenience. Now, let's get started.
So let's start out by identifying the tools that we use. This is a drill. We have a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a 1/2-inch wrench, a 3/4 inch wrench, 1/4 inch Allen wrench, a 3/8 inch socket, a 7/16 inch socket, a 1/2 inch socket, a 3-inch extension, a ratchet, a pencil, a 6-inch square drive bit, a tape measure, a level, a utility knife, and a stud finder. We also have a ladder. Now we're going to look at the hardware. You're going to have screw cap covers, Ray-fix studs, number 8 by 5/8 square drive panhead screws, 3-inch screws, and here comes with your frame box. This comes with your mechanism box. Now we're going to identify some of the bed parts. These are the bed faces. There's 2 of them. This is the toe kick with the L bracket attached to the back on both sides. This is the stretcher with the female Ray-fix connector. This is the top and the headboard with the female Ray-fix connector. These are interchangeable. These are the wall sides with holes for the mechanism, and the smaller holes are for the Ray-fix studs. Now for this step, we're going to mount the mechanism to the wall side. The tools you will need is a ratchet with a 1/2-inch socket, a utility knife. We're going to identify some of the things in the mechanism box. These are the mechanism covers. These are the legs. And here we have the mechanism springs. These are the mechanisms. Now here we have the bag of hardware that comes with the mechanism box. And finally, we have a PVC pipe that is used to help set the mechanism spring. Now we're going to attach the mechanism to the wall side. I'll note that there are a left and a right mechanism. Right here we have the right side. You'll note that the Ray-fix holes are going to go inside, and then on the outside of the wall side, it's countersunk where the mechanism goes. This is the hardware that you will find in the bag in your mechanism box. These black nuts and bolts we'll set aside for later. Note that 2 of them are Allen head, and they all come with nylock nuts. These are the mechanism bolts with normal nuts. These 2 washers are for the mechanism. These 2 adjustable washers are also for the mechanism. The 4 flathead screws here are for the mechanism cover. First we take the mechanism bolt, put the wall end on its side. Take the mechanism for our right side. just tighten them loosely for now. The flat washer goes in the front mech bolt, the second one down. The adjustable washer goes with the thick part up on the top front mechanism bolt. Now we can lay it down and tighten them up. When you tighten them, you want to make sure that they come flush with the wall ends. Now we can put our springs on. When attaching the springs, we start in the middle. And the adjustable part you can move to get the right distance to get your spring in. Gently pry up on this and slide the spring under. Next we'll work our way to the top using the same method of moving this to get the closest distance to your spring. Gently prying up. Sometimes you might have to bend and twist them a little bit to work them in there. Next we'll work our way down towards the bottom using the same method. Last one, you got to kind of bend in there and push it down a little bit to get it in. And you'll also repeat this process for the other side. Now that we have our mechanisms on, we can prepare to assemble the bed frame. First we'll take our Rayfix studs and our Phillips screwdriver and insert these into the Rayfix holes. Make sure they're tight, but you do not want to over tighten them. And you'll want to repeat this on the other side as well. Now that we are ready to assemble the box frame, this is the best layout. You're going to want the swing arms in on the mechanism. Also, this is an excellent time to notch out the wall ends for any base molding that you might have on your walls. Another option would be to remove them. To notch out, I usually measure from the ground up how high my base is and add a 1/16. And then I measure how far it sticks out from the wall and add a 1/16. You're going to want to notch it out on the back right below the stretcher, usually just a small rectangle. First we're going to start with the top. I turn my wall side on its face. I line up the top with the Rayfix studs. I'm going to use my Phillips screwdriver to lock the female connectors over the studs. Be careful to get them tight, but do not over tighten. I will attach my other wall side the same way. Next we'll move on to the headboard. Prop it up with my knee to hold it into place. Next we'll move on to the stretcher. And there you have your bed frame box. Next we're going to lay out on the wall for the bed and any optional tower that you might have. Make sure that when you're laying it out you keep in mind outlets and light switches, cable outlets and phone outlets. Make sure if you do have the optional tower that you leave plenty of room between the bed and the wall. Next we're going to lay out on the wall and find our studs. These are the tools you're going to need for this step. You need the level, a hammer, a stud finder, tape measure, and the pencil. First, what you're going to want to do is measure how long your wall side is from top to bottom. You're going to want to measure up on your wall the same distance, an approximate location to where your bed's going to hit. Make 3 marks along where your bed's going to lie. You're going to want to take your level and draw a level line that the top of your bed is going to line up with. Find at least 3 studs. Make sure you mark your stud line above your level line so that it doesn't get seen inside the bed. It's a good idea to take one of the screws or a nail, double check that your stud sensor picked up a stud. You'll know that you found a stud because it'll feel like you're going into something solid. If you hit nothing, then you know there's no stud there, and if it sounds like you're hitting metal, then it's probably a copper pipe, so you probably don't want to drill into that.